My name is Nikki. Today we're going to be talking about types of teams. I have found it very helpful to understand the different models that make up or comprise teams so that when we are with a group of people, we can look at and ascertain what the team is that they're a part of. It helps us to be clear about what the outcome is that we're hoping to achieve. I can't accredit anybody with this information because I don't know who provided what the original source was. We are grateful for this information though. Today we're going to talk about types of teams, and there are 5 models that we'll be looking at. These are groups of people who come together for a specific purpose, and the team and how they work is defined in a different way. The first model that we'll be looking at is the traditional model. With this model, we are looking at a group of people who have a person in charge, and this person is the boss, or referred to usually as the boss. There is a sharing of responsibility and authority within this group of people, and the sharing is dependent on what the topic is that this team came together for. They could have shared leadership in this traditional model too. The next model that we'll be speaking about is the team spirit model. In this model, there are a group of people who are happy to work for a boss. Not to say that in the traditional they aren't. However, in this case, everything seems to be going very well. These people have team spirit. They work together really well. They are not really a team, as one person is calling all the shots. There is no sharing of authority or responsibility. So here, the people in this team are doing what they're being told to do. The third model that we'll look at today is the cutting edge model. In this model, we have a group of people who actually manage themselves. And so no one person in the group has the authority to make all or any decisions about the events that impact on the group. Everybody is responsible for making decisions. This can also be referred to as a self-directed work team. Everyone has authority and responsibility for all the decisions they have to make. So there is more collaboration as this team works together. The fourth team that we'll talk about today is the task force model. In this model, the group comes together for a specific time, and so it depends on what the work is that they're doing, the type of project, and they're only together until that project or task is completed. They may also be known as a committee, and they may include things like quality circles, which we are often hearing about when we talk about total quality management efforts. The last team that we'll discuss today are the cyber team model. This is a model that has come into its own in the last few years because of technology. Technology drives how these people work together. Their area of speciality is still what they are. They're an accountant or a salesperson or a manager however, they work with one another remotely. The members of this team see each other infrequently or possibly never at all. They can be anywhere around the world and still work because they are a virtual or a cyber team. They have to work together to accomplish goals. They may only meet at the beginning of a project, and sometimes they don't meet at all. They interact through emails or by telephone using programs like Skype or GoToMeetings when they do need to contact or talk with one another. This cyber model can also fit into any of the previous models that we talked about earlier on today. So by way of summary, the types of teams we have are the traditional model, the team spirit model, the cutting edge model, the task force model, and the cyber team model. So now I have some questions for you to ponder. Into which model does your team fit? How come you say this? What is making you think that your team is a traditional team or a cyber team? What is it about your team that makes you choose the team that you think your people fit into? What is good about this model that you think you work at? What works well? What are you achieving together? What are the successes of that team? What would you do to improve your team model? Does it need to change? Do you think it's really good? Are there a few tweaks you could put in place? What would you do to improve your team model? And lastly, I leave you with this question. How would you define a team? What is the definition that you would use or write down that defines team?